It is JCT, y'all. Johnny Kane time. The Johnny Kane comedy experience. And we say that in a Boston accent as a nod to our friends up there in Boston, man. That, Boston is the cradle of comedy, right now. And so many great acts, so many great performers come out of Boston, past and present, the Lenny Clarks and the, Des Leary, Stephen Black, Kevin Meaney, Patrice, Dominant, Joe Rogan, Bill Burr, Nick DiPaolo, Louis C.K. Don't worry about the, putting his penis on an unsuspecting woman's shoulder. That's not really for us to discuss, other than to get a gratuitous laugh from it. But again, Johnny Kane time, and I am live from, as I like to call it, the Compton section of Uptown in Dallas, Texas. I was last year forced to move as the pandemic struck a titanic blow to my life and essentially turned it into a penalty kill, as I am waiting on a sweet release of death, and just kind of trying to skate outside. So with that being said, to give you a little background, I had the normal 9 to 5, if you will, like anyone else. It's a Monday through Friday thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm having a bad hair day, right? That's how come flags around the fucking country are at half staff, because I'm having a bad hair day. That's what a fucking rare occurrence and what a tragedy it really is, having a bad hair day for me. Anyway, like a lot of people, the pandemic had a drastic effect on my life. And as I said before, it not only forced me to move, from the posh West Uptown section of Uptown. I lived in a place called Seville. I mean, come on, man, think about it, man. It's Seville, right? It's Seville. Love that place, man. But like I said, things took a massive downturn as my business evaporated. Business that I run for 25 years. I was in the process of handing over to my son, but that's neither here nor there. I had to relocate to another section of Uptown, the Watts district of Uptown, as I like to call it. But it's interesting, man, because the same cats are here, right? By and large, for the most part, that are over there, right? Like, it's either the young cat that's on the rise and is saving a little bit of money on rent, okay, or it's the old cat, right, like me, that's on the fucking decline. The fall is precipitous, and we still like Uptown and still want to stay here. And so in that, man, like I have, I was in logistics and supply chain and all that kind of shit, and I have had to kind of revamp, my personal career. And so, speaking of Boston, to quote the great movie Departed and Alec Baldwin, the world needs plenty of bartenders, Dignam. I went to bartender school and decided that after trying to get back into logistics as an ops manager, that it just wasn't a fit, and that I just wasn't as motivated as I had been, in the past when I was doing my own thing for my own company. And so coming out of bartender school, it's anybody that knows anything about it knows that, they teach you how to pour drinks and how to mix drinks and a lot of stuff. And the bartender school I went to was great. The guys over there were great, man. I love those guys, man. Great, great, great guys. I'm going to get y'all the rest of that money too. I promise you. As soon as things get to going good. Great guys and very interesting class. But it's just there's a frenetic pace to it, okay? And, it's not as easy as it looks. It looks easy, but because the really good ones make it look easy. All right. Or it's some good looking chick who's so fucking hot. You're like, she's picking her nose and handling my ice cubes, and I don't care. So when you start out and they know you're a fucking rookie, right, that you're going to get the garbage shifts, and, your real challenge is going to be, just to be able to stand up, with bone spurs and your L5 and your lower back shooting out of your ass. Okay, because you've been standing up for like 5-6 hours. And you're just trying to get through that, right? Whereas, if you're very, very busy, you're making a lot of money and you're getting that emotional charge that you get from it. And so in that interim, something that was not a real factor for me kind of became a factor for me, and that was daytime television. And I was watching one of my favorite shows from the past, man, that's on in syndication, and that's In the Heat of the Night. It is set in Sparta, Mississippi, where a prodigal son, Detective Virgil Tibbs, is born in Sparta, Mississippi, but migrates north like so many African Americans did, and becomes a successful police detective in the city of Philadelphia, wants to return home, brings back his wife, and joins the Sparta police force. And the other lead character is played by none other than the erstwhile Carroll O'Connor, he of Archie Bunker fame. All in the Family. And, he's the guy's a TV icon, and he's apparently, he apparently was a hail fellow, well met, just a great guy, very loyal to his people. Anyway, it's an incredibly entertaining show. And, just watching it, because it's everyone, it's Sparta, Mississippi, and they have these deep Gulf Coast Southern accents. And it's often made me wonder, right, how my life would be different if I adopted a foghorn leghorn persona, right? I say, holy mackerel. Sir, you have offended my sensibilities. My life could have been completely different, right, if I would have adopted that persona instead of the cracking wise hair gel guy, that I maintained for most of my life. But I really enjoy the show, and I find myself adopting that persona more and more. What I say, holy mackerel. But in doing this, right, it's this particular network. The show got in the way of me smoking one of these terrible Marlboro Lights, and they'll go out if you don't smoke them. But when you put them out, all of a sudden, there's cinders and shit, and they're fucking, smoke's everywhere. But if you leave them alone and don't smoke them, they go out. So I had to relight that. And I did that for you people. Fans of JCT, which I don't even know if I can put a fucking S at the end. Fans means more than one. Anyway, and watching this syndicated television, there are these target audience commercials. There are these targeted commercials, and they are for the Shriners Club. And there's this kid, right? I love the kid. I just want to hug him. I just want to carry him around in one of those things for kids and let him do whatever. And he's got so much personality, right? And obviously they're trying to get you to donate, and it is a good cause. I don't know how many administrators have, are wetting their beaks from it, and how much is going to kids like this kid. I believe Caleb is his name. He's a beautiful, beautiful child, man. And he says, "Hey, I'm Skyping. I just had my 13th surgery." And he's full of glee. And I'm like, Jesus. I just masturbated and I'm not this fucking happy. With 13 surgery. And at that particular point in time, as you know, I'm getting through the day by masturbating and playing PlayStation. Not at the same time. I'm not a fucking sicko, okay? I just realized I'm the worst fucking human being alive. I see those commercials with those kids, and they all have fantastic attitude, and I'm like, I need to be fucking drawn and quartered right now based on what a shitheel of a human being I am compared to these kids, and their attitudes. But the script is also flipped when, you say, well, as I've said before many a times, way worse things than what has happened to me have happened to people way better than me, man. So I'm not tripping. Stuff happens. But at some point, you can say that and acknowledge it and be humble about the shit, man, but your life still sucks. And then I see this kid get into, his mother, his dear, sweet mother, his wonderful, wonderful mother, who's probably like a fucking saint, this woman, is, helping him into his, contraption that's, goes around his upper torso, man. He's a small kid and he's full personality. And I'm just thinking, man, wow, this is what he goes through, Meanwhile, my complex decisions of the day are, what hot ass am I going to think about while I assassinate some fucking future presidents? You know what I mean? And fucking turn my various area rugs into fucking tarpaulin basketball floors, right? But again, we are who we are. It is what it is. If you're at that point where you believe you're on a penalty kill and just skating out the side, I'm not going to be the guy to tell you, oh, everything's going to be great. You're going to figure it out. Because I don't fucking know. I don't know if I'm going to figure it out. All right, you might be an asshole like me. All right, I don't know if you're going to figure it out. But I will say this, man, and try to be positive. That's right. Stay tuned because you might learn something. That if you still have a chance, man, that you can grasp control of your own personal situation, and you can start by doing small positive things and trying to just kind of stack up wins every day, in terms of, doing positive things on a daily basis. And they could be very small things like cleaning your house, which I obviously can't seem to find the fucking time to do, or, doing a good job at work, which I am. I've got to say, I've got to give myself credit. I'm working very hard to try to do a good job in these shifts where I stand around at the bar for hours and watch fucking replays of games that took place yesterday on the big screen, because that's all they can play during the day. It's not like there's a full fucking slate of games during the day, man, in the middle of the week. All I can do is play replays, right? And so anyway, as I said, and as I will continue to say, I can't complain. Everything is within my grasp in terms of turning it around. But after 5 decades in this thing, man, you get beat down, you get the years behind you. And, it's like I always say, why would I be worried about somebody rushing me or committing an act of violence towards me? I already know the fucking deal, man. I'm too old to fucking run. So it's going down right there where I'm at. And whatever happens, happens. Now, again, this is why JCT and the whole fucking experience, man, is not made for kids. This is for jaded, pickled liver burnouts like myself that can hopefully have somebody to relate to and hold on to that shred of hope that, you know, they've got a chance to flip the script, man, and turn it around. So, hey, flip your script. Turn the thing around, man, like the Jimmy Johnson biography. Turning the thing around, right? Turn the thing around, man. Just be the best you can be. And we all know that there's varying levels of that. I am Johnny Kane. This has been JCT, Johnny Kane time. More evidence of the fact that my life is a penalty kill right now, that I'm literally skating out the side, that masturbating and underprivileged handicapped kids is the foundation of my fucking show today. Hey, y'all be safe in these streets. Do what needs to be done. And life's a trip, man. It's all part of the journey. Enjoy. I'm Johnny Kane.